Well, this Black Friday, we have a better deal for you for your next getaway. The Hilton Garden Inn, located in downtown Flint, is a one-of-a-kind historical landmark. Oh my gosh, Bro Talks, the new thing, the new bachelor party.
Yeah.
It's like taller than me. This is so cool. It is one of the newest exhibits here at the Dow Gardens. That's where we're at this morning. Good morning, baby.
She's got her own mic built in, too.
Yeah, oh, I smell it.
Cindy.
Okay, thanks, Cindy. That is wet.
Right here, Flint native Gary Campione, Detroit Lions, biggest fan. We got the belt to prove it.
We got lots of things to prove it. I got some blood flowing, my heart's pumping, I'm ready to take on the day.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
So what is the best part about this for you? Still unfolding surging gas prices, and they could be affecting safety. A local sheriff's agency now must cut back on how much deputies drive. In more local news, the application for a small business grant program in Bay County is now open. That grant comes from the American Rescue Plan. Grants will be awarded to businesses that are woman-owned, minority-owned, or veteran-owned. All right, let's head outside right now. More sunshine as we take a live look over downtown Flint and Saginaw. It's been a beautiful week, but will we have more sunshine this weekend? That is the big question. Joining us now from the First Warn 5 Weather Center's meteorologist Chris Eastlick. Hey, Chris.
I think a little bit, Blake.
I am excited to eat a punchki. Okay, so we were just having this discussion. Is it punchki or punchki? And like, what's your take on this?
I would say punchki.
Okay, me too. I say punchki. We're gonna try some of those too this morning, so stick around for that. I also wanted to show off the Loons jersey that they were so gracious enough to give me. Snowfest continues throughout this weekend. It runs through Sunday. Make sure you guys come on out and of course layer up, because otherwise you might regret it like I did. What are those fossils and what makes them so special?
Well, the fossils from the Michigan Basin were collected by me over the last 27, 28 years.
Today we're talking about transplanting trees and also taking care of current ones.
Yep.
So, you know, not a lot of people think of shrubs or plants when they're growing their garden or maybe even their yard. So, you know, the makers of Dairy do. You think trees need some love. What do they need?
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on. You're joining us all the way from California this morning. So first off, congratulations on the book release. How has the feedback been for you so far? I returned after screaming my head off back in 2019. Heads up, there's gonna be lots of screaming in this next clip, but let's just say they picked right up where we left off. Check it out. I appreciate you coming in and sharing your gifts. All right, so today we're talking about upcoming performances, Holidays with Saginaw Choral Society. So Tammy, tell us a little bit about this concert, what people can expect. We just got a little preview. As you can see, it went pink to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month and the Making Strides Walk in Flint. The weather ball can now turn different colors other than the legacy red, blue, and yellow colors. Now TV5 was able to join Huntington Bank's regional president, Greg Viner, to officially turn the color pink.
I'm gonna choose two,
Okay.
and I'm gonna donate those in honor of you guys.
Well, that was really great. That's like, wow, that touches me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I'm even gonna write from Blake.
Well, let's do the whole team, but start with my name first.
That's right, from Blake and team.
There we go.
I got it.
Rooting on Michigan State.
Okay. we got two Spartans here.
Two Spartans.
Yeah.
And a Wolverine who's just cowering over here because I've never been this outnumbered before.
My house is split, so I understand.
Yeah, that's all right. I want to hear from your perspective. You were here at the time, 1982. Just tell our listeners what role you were in at first when the news broke, and what was that atmosphere? Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on TV5. Wake Up, I'm Blake Keller. Glad you could join us. Meteorologist Matthew Monjo is here with a look at your forecast, and enjoy it while you can. We have a nice, beautiful morning so far.
Yeah, very warm as you're heading out the door, and we've been talking about it this week.
Yeah.
That warmer weather on the way. Today is the day where we hit the 70s, and then we're back to that colder weather for the weekend.
I think that is what is really crazy about it all, is the fact that we're 70s in November.
Yeah.
You know, we're used to those sharp cutoffs in temperatures.
Yeah,
but
and that's usually what happens at this time of year.
Hey, Colette, good morning. You're right about that. With quarantine, many people turned their hobbies into careers. For one local pilot, that's exactly what the pandemic did. And now his new business venture is about to take off. Check it out. Chris Welch is hard at work.
putting the finishing touches on Aviator Cookie Company, a brand new cookie shop in downtown Midland. And yes, there's a reason for the airplane theme.
I was born to a family of pilots. I'm the 14th one. My grandmother was the first pilot in 1942 to learn how to fly.
As a pilot, it's been a tough year.
I was flying international routes to Europe, and those were the first to get grounded. So I didn't fly for 9 months straight.
But just as it's done for most his life, baking helped him get through.
I've baked for a really long time, and it had become really my stress reliever. You know, previous jobs I've had, they've always joked that they can tell when I'm stressed because I'm bringing in cookies or cinnamon rolls or cupcakes.
With inspiration from his son and daughter.
Driving around Midland, my daughter's in the back, and she's, "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to own a cookie store." So that was it.
Welch knew there was no better opportunity than now to open Aviator Cookie Company.
I really miss flying. I've been doing it for so long. So I wanted to combine my two loves, so aviation and cookies. So
a plane load of cookie recipes, 30 cookies will be in rotation, served over a custom 1955 Beechcraft Twin Bonanza airplane wing for his counter.
I've always loved when I see people take a bite of my cookies, and I can see that look on their face that it's really good, and it's instant gratification, and it's just cool.
Fasten your seatbelts. Your taste buds are about to be riding first class.
You gotta have fun with it, right? There's so many puns you could use. Now, speaking of first class, that's a category of cookies he's selling, including salted caramel and cinnamon roll cookies. But there's so many cookie flavors that you can try for yourself. Aviator Cookie Company's grand opening is March 20th.
I would babysit to raise money to buy a telescope, which I used in my backyard in Midland, so that was fun.
With dreams to be an astronaut, you could say 1969 Midland High School grad Marsha Reiki is doing pretty good for herself.
As NIRCam principal investigator, which means the team leader.
The MIT grad joined NASA with hopes to change how we explore space and galaxies.
1998, I joined a NASA advisory committee that was discussing what should the successor to the Hubble Space Telescope look like.
That successor is the James Webb Telescope. Discussions started in the 80s, and now this.
The light sensors in NIRCam, it has 10 of them, and each one is 4 megapixels. For these longer wavelengths and operating so cold, that's pretty big.
And it brings data, testing, and the pressure to get it right.
It's 1 million miles away from the Earth. If we didn't get it right the first time, bad news, folks, no way to fix it.
Well, good news, they got it right.
Oh, beyond happy. I tell people I'm above cloud 9. As it turns out, the telescope works better than we expected.
Well, these pictures are easy to get lost in, and there's so much more than meets the eye. Going through the photos with Marsha, she tells me that this photo is the Southern Ring Nebula, a cloud of gas revealing a fading star. And she told me to take a closer look to the left side to what seems like a scratch. Well, I'll let her explain exactly what that is.
That's a galaxy seen sideways. And Webb is so sensitive that we see these distant galaxies in every image. And I say, oh, the galaxies are photobombing everything.
She says it's a good chance we'll discover other planets with an atmosphere like ours. Getting lost in the cosmic cliffs. I'm Blake Keller, WNEM TV5.
Doing a lot better.
And you can tell John Keller is doing better just by looking at these two photos. On the right, this was John after being taken off a ventilator, and the picture on the left is him getting ready to leave the hospital and head home to Ohio.
I feel good, man. I got to go see my family, got to see a bunch of people came through and everything. It was good. I was very happy to see everybody.
But it wouldn't be a road to recovery without a few speed bumps.
Process was, kind of started out, it was hard, but then as about 2 weeks ago, things got easier.
During his stay, time was spent walking again, doing breathing exercises, and John attributes a lot of his success to his medical team at Hurley Medical Center.
Everybody there really did a great job taking care of me. They did an awesome job, every day. We had it scheduled out.
John says he lost about 25 pounds over the last month, so getting his weight back up and exercising again is something he wants to achieve during his recovery.
No, I'm not content at all. I'm still working to get back to 100%.
Now, John didn't want to talk too much about the incident, but he tells me that he could feel God watching over him the entire time, and he's keeping positive as he tackles physical therapy next.
I feel like he was there throughout the whole process.
Also aiding in his healing, the community support in mid-Michigan, at CMU and at his old stomping grounds in Ohio. The sense of gratitude just beaming from John during our conversation. He says it's nowhere but up, though, from here.
You know, the big thing for me is I just had to stay positive throughout the whole thing. You know, I have a lot of learning lessons from this.
I'm Blake Keller, WNEM TV5.